Hi, it's me, Ingrid AvPD, and welcome to the third and last part of the personality disorders series that I'm doing. I'm trying to keep it factual, not to get into personal stories too much, because now we're getting into the cluster C, which is like the scared group of disorders. It says here that it has a consistently dysfunctional pattern of anxious thinking or behavior. So, as an anxious person myself, these are the ones that I consider myself most affected by, and I highly suspect that my dad has the last one on this list. So, the first one is avoidant personality disorder, which I think that I might have had to a certain extent, maybe, because it's basically social anxiety coupled into your personality, It's like a worse social anxiety. But it's a social anxiety that's like not just situational, it's like it pervades your entire being and you're just like avoidant. Anyway, I've done a video about this, go check it out. Is very sensitive to criticism or rejection, basically every INFP. Does not feel good enough, important, or attractive. Does not take part in work activities that include contact with others. Well, I'd rather not, but I'll try, I'll do it, Is isolated. Okay. Does not try new activities and does not like meeting new people. Okay. Is extremely shy in social settings and in dealings with others. Yes. Fears disapproval, embarrassment, or being made fun of. Yes. Extremely. But I think that I have gotten much better about this. But yes, I've maybe had I've maybe had avoidant personality disorder at some point. But I think that the difference is that I've had this since I was 3. So can it be a personality disorder if it's been since you were born? My personality wasn't, I don't know if it was set then. A personality disorders, by definition, can only be diagnosed in adulthood. But I must have started at some point. So I'm not sure. But yeah, so that's the one that I would relate most to. Now this is the one that my ISFJ friend related most to, but that's just because he's an ISFJ. He does not have this disorder. Dependent personality disorder. Relies on others too much and feels the need to be taken care of. Now, I relate to that quite a bit. Is submissive or clingy towards others. Oh, I've been that too. Fears having to take care of self if left alone. Yes. Lacks confidence in abilities. Yes. Needs a lot of advice and comforting for others to make even small decisions. Yes. Finds it hard to start or do projects due to lack of self-confidence. Yes. Finds it hard to disagree with others, fearing that they will not approve. Yes. Endures poor treatment or abuse even when other options are available. No. Okay. Has an urgent need to start a new relationship when a close one ends. No. Okay, so I relate a lot to the dependent personality disorder, but I think that it's just that I have an anxious attachment style, I guess. I don't like being left alone, but I do have much more self-confidence than I used to have. So I am more independent than I used to be, but I used to be pretty clingy. I used to rely on others way too much. I still do it to a certain extent, but I do also want to be independent, And basically, avoidant personality disorder and dependent personality disorder rarely leave their house, so they'll rarely go to the psychiatric clinic. Often they have agoraphobia or, really bad social anxiety. I think that if I had these personality disorders, I wouldn't be able to go to work. at all. So I'm not to the point of personality disorder, but they are extremely relatable. And I can see how my ISFJ friend also finds it relatable, because a lot of it is just being introverted and a feeler, you know. Okay, now this is the one that I'm pretty sure my dad has. And I don't want to diagnose my dad here on the internet for everybody to see, but he kind of checks all the boxes. Okay. Focuses too much, so it's obsessive compulsive personality disorder. Focuses too much on details, orderliness, and rules. Thinks everything needs to be perfect and gets upset when perfection is not achieved. Cannot finish a project because reaching perfection is not possible. Needs to be control of people, tasks, and situations. Cannot assign tasks to others. Ignores friends and enjoyable activities because too much focus on work or project. Cannot throw away broken or worthless objects. Is rigid and stubborn. Is not flexible about morality, ethics, or values. Holds very tight control over budgeting and spending money. And obsessive compulsive personality disorder is not the same as obsessive compulsive disorder, which is an anxiety disorder. So my dad fulfills he fulfills every criteria. And I've been through it with my ISFJ friend because I've told him about my dad over the years, and it is a bit too uncomfortable to be true. Especially that hoarding is one of the things on the criteria list. And the kind of hoarding is you cannot throw away broken or worthless objects. It's not accumulating objects, which is more of what my mom does, which is also hoarding. He cannot throw away these objects. And he's also extremely perfectionistic, doesn't let us do things. Very tight control over budget. It says in the DSM miserly, like, being really stingy with money. He is not flexible in any way. And he can't delegate tasks because we won't be doing it as well as he does. He'll only delegate tasks to us and his family if we do it in a certain way. If we don't do it in that certain way, then he'd rather do it himself. And he focuses so much on details, lists, rules. He's an ISTJ, right? So that's normal, But you haven't seen his lists when we were going to have Christmas dinner. He had all of the menu for like 5 days planned out, and all of the ingredients that you would need for all of those things. Was extremely stressed out about that. Also, when it comes to hoarding, he kept a towel since his university days, and it took my mom 20 years to get him to get rid of it. He finally got rid of it, which is a big feat for my mom, because my mom is also a hoarder, so to get my dad to get rid of it. Thing is, what we realized with my ISFJ friend is that my dad probably has no self-awareness about that this is a bad thing, So that's where, maybe he doesn't feel any suffering from it, but his family are feeling the suffering from it. And that in itself is enough to have a personality disorder. So yeah, that kind of was a sad realization to get, but it was pretty eye-opening, because now I know like what the problem is. So yeah, that's OCPD for you, and that's the cluster C, which is the fearful personality disorders. A lot of people with one personality disorder will also have another one, because the genes for these things go together, because they're the genes that form personality. Also, the environment. If you were in a big trauma, then that will mess up your personality in different ways. If your personality gets messed up, it your personality does not need to be messed up, but it could become messed up. And I mean messed up in like the nicest of ways. I mean, disorder is the same thing as messed up. It's just the more nicer word, I guess, the more scientific word. It's better to say messed up than that you're like absolutely crazy, or that you're stupid, or that, all of these bad things. I'm just saying that it kind of led to some kind of mix-up there in your neurons. Something did not quite click the way that it should. And that can lead to difficulties, difficulties in living and dealing with others, in finding joy in life, because it is so ingrained in the way that you are and that you act and think and feel, So that is all I had to say about personality disorders. Now, I've gone completely now, I said I wouldn't use the word crazy, but I've been overthinking this and overanalyzing this for way too long. It's part of my job. It's part of my psychiatry placement to learn these things. It's also part of my friendship with my ISFJ friend, to talk about, what we're learning in medical things and things that might help us. But yes, it can be too much, and I need a break, and I need to take a nap. Okay, so thank you guys for watching through this. Tell me what you guys think. At this point, I'm like immune to any kind of comment out there. Like, if there's something that's, is not okay, then like it's something that really is not okay, and I will delete it. But otherwise, just post and see what happens, because usually it's pretty interesting conversations in the chat. Don't if you have avoidant personality disorder, I'm sorry, because you're probably not going to be the person who comments, but maybe you do, and maybe you'll find other people on the chat that also have avoidant personality. You don't need to be alone. You can be together with some other people on the internet. So yeah, have a great day, everybody. Bye.